What's going on YouTube? Chris back here again, and before we get into this belt review, I want you guys to go to tpublic.com and check out the Champions Ring t-shirt. What's that, you might ask? Well, look at that right there. The Champions Ring t-shirts, and it's by my boy Gambino up there in New York, also known as That Belt Guy on Instagram. I'll leave his account right here below on the bottom of the screen, and I'll leave the t-shirt link in the description below. Shout out to my boy Gambino up there in New York, and without further ado, let's get into this belt review. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today we're going back to the past for this belt review day. Now, we've done some really cool reviews on this channel of some awesome championship belts, like the NXT championship belt and also the Fan-Do Big Gold belt. Both of these belts are incredibly detailed in their own right, and I just love them both so much. Just look at that glory. But today, guys, is gonna be fun because we're gonna take a look at my very first ever Replica championship belt that I got when I was a kid. Maybe I think I was 12 or 13 years old. First things first, I also wanna apologize for how beat up it looks. Again, I've had it for over 15 years. When I was a kid, and I would just throw it, or I wouldn't throw it, but I would, you know, play it over my shoulder a lot. I would bend it a lot. I would do everything. So the strap is kind of crappy, for lack of a better term. Now, this belt came out around in between 2004 and 2005, and this thing just changed the landscape of championship belts forever. It's very rare to find nowadays. I'm proud to own one. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you my first ever Replica championship belt. That's right, this is the WWE United States spinner belt, debuted by none other than himself, the doctor of thugonomics, John Cena. I have beaten this thing to shreds over the years. I mean, I didn't know really much about like faux leather or real leather back in the day, so I assumed it was all the same. So I've just played with this thing for the entirety that I've had it in my collection. But yep, this is my first ever Replica championship belt, the United States spinner belt that was debuted by John Cena. I believe, again, it was in between 2004 and 2005 when he reclaimed it from Carlito, and he debuted this thing on, I believe it was Judgment Day or Armageddon. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I remember he debuted it then, and Taz is like, whoa, look at that thing. It's got the bling, it spins. Sorry, Taz, that's my terrible impersonation of you, bro. I remember falling in love with this thing the very first time. See how easy I folded it? That's how old this thing is. Story time of how I got this belt. I remember when I was about 12 years old and I saw John Cena debut this belt. I was just immediately taken away. Oh my God, I thought this was the coolest thing ever. I mean, look at it, it spins. Like, how could you not love it? I remember wanting this thing so bad, and I looked all over the internet. So I happened to actually stumble across A&J's belts, who at the time were offering basically every single Replica championship that you could find. They still do. I'll even leave a link down below in the description to their website where they still offer some amazing belts and some amazing deals. I remember seeing it on there and just looking at the pictures all the time. And I remember then for, I think it was my birthday, which is in November, where I was just begging my parents, can I please get this belt? Can I please get this belt? Can I please get this belt? And eventually they caved in. It was, I think, Christmas when I got this thing. So about a month after, they caved in and got this belt for me. And I just remember just being absolutely, like, just baffled by how incredible in detail it is and just how wonderful, like, you know, how wonderful a belt it was. And I finally had my first ever championship belt. And it's just meant the world to me because for a long time, this was my only belt for about 10 years until 2015 came and when I got myself my big logo championship after I graduated from college. And just this belt has given me so many memories and just given me just the absolute most fun. And again, like the old saying goes, you never forget your first. Let's go ahead and let's put her down and let's get a little closer look at my beat up United States Spinner Championship belt. And here we have her, folks, the 2005 WWE United States Spinner Championship belt. Again, this is a 15-year-old belt, guys, so please pardon all the damages on it. I am ashamed enough as it is, but I just wanted to show you guys my first ever title belt in my Replica collection. Let's take a look at the strap. So we got here a 2x8 male snap with a unique 2x5 female snap. So not something you see every day, where the female snaps are a lot less in amount than the male snaps. They're usually kind of even now. But regardless, take a look at the design, and oh man, look at all those ugly cracks, the tears in the paint. Oh my goodness, again guys, I am so sorry for doing this to you all. So here you can still kind of make out a nice little design right here, a nice little elegant royal design. This is some of the older style belts done by Figures Inc. So the snap boxes are sewn on both sides. Something that I'm not really a fan of these days, but you know, again, this is how they used to do it back in the day. So no gold tip on the end or even a silver tip on the end. This was a bare belt. So you even have right here some more designs going along, and like you've already seen already, this whole belt, the strap is entirely stitched. But regardless, still a nice looking belt for what they were, I mean, even offering back in 2005 from Figures Inc. I mean, you never really seen plates this thick during that time. I mean, this has to be about maybe 4 to 5 millimeters thick alone, and this is a 2005 belt. So this isn't even like a Master Series or an Elite Series or a Deluxe. This is it. This was the belt that you would get when you ordered this. So you already have some great quality. And now back to the strap here, you have the red, white, and blue stitching that goes literally all the way around of the belt, all the way to each end. One of the things that made it super unique in its own right. And then in between all the creases and everything, you can still make out that it has the stars from the American flag stars adorned all inside. See, look at all this nastiness right here. Everything is peeling off. Oh my God. Again, I am so sorry guys. But I mean, again, this is a relic right here. It's something you don't see every single day. But yeah, you see the stars themselves have like a little extra star right there in the middle of them. So pretty cool little detail. We'll take a look at the back before we start looking at the plates. So let's flip around. Oh man, I don't know what's worse, the front or the back. Well, I mean, the back looks a lot better because you don't have any of the peeling that much, but you still see all the creases from whenever I would hold it up and fold it. So I mean, look at that. It folds like a regular real leather strap. You would think it is, but nope. I just beat it up that much. All the screws for all the plates here. You can still see the stitching for when it has the red, white, and blue stitching going all the way around. It's on the back as well. There is no middle patch because this is actually a Figures Inc. Officially licensed product that came out in, you see right there, 2005. This is a 15-year-old belt. It has a little holographic patch in the back, letting you know it's super official. And you have the middle screw right here for the spinning part, for the spinning mechanism of the belt itself. So we're gonna go flip it back around and let's have a little fun at taking a look at some of the plates here. So start off the side plates, and you have a nugget textured background for this star. It's a nice blue star with some blue gems. Oh, look, that one's missing. I just noticed that one's missing. Nice nugget texturing, gems all around this belt. I mean, this thing was the bling king back in the day before they had the actual WWE Spinner Championship that came out, which you guys can also check out on my channel. I'm going to plug it right up in here. You can see my review of the WWE Championship Spinner Belt, also done by Figures Inc. in 2011. And same thing here, a nugget texturing, but this time we have the American flag done in red, white, and blue gems, stones. They're plastic stones, so you're not really going to have like a glistening on them unless you get this restoned. But in the meantime, I mean, this thing looks absolutely gorgeous regardless. I really like it a lot. I still do. This is my baby after all these years. But a nice nugget texturing right here on the side. Same thing for the other plates on the other side as well. The American flag one with the nugget texturing in the back, and then just the one star with the nugget texturing in the back and all the gems. Right here we have a property of World Wrestling Entertainment side plates. And now time for everybody's favorite part, which is the main plate. We have the scratched WWE logo in black, so it kind of stands out in contrast to the white. Nice gems going all the way around. Right here on the smack top, his old slogan, word life. It's the basic thugonomics. It's the basic thugonomics, word life. Pardon me. No, okay, I'm leaving now. The detail on this thing is actually really, really cool. You can see how raised the lettering is from even back then. It's a nice little millimeter, almost 2 millimeters lifted above the main plate itself. And then right here we have US for United States, also adorned in gems. The only main man aside from Orlando Jordan, who had it for like one night before they retired it to get back to the original United States Championship design. But this belt was made for John Cena, so he is the only person to have his name on this belt. And you'll see right here, John Cena trademark. Etched in right here is champion. You can actually see there's some depth in there. So, you know, again, this is a 15-year-old belt, but they had some really good detail. And now, of course, everybody's favorite part is the spinning function. Now, there's a magnet in the back that will make it stop automatically right here. That's something I never actually did, was take out the magnet, but you know, it still spins if you give it enough force. That was a terrible example. I'll give you guys another one. There we go. So anybody who actually has this belt and wants to have it spin freely, gotta take out the magnet in the back so everything goes wee all around. If you guys can see right there, it's pretty thick all around. About 5 millimeters thick plates, 4 millimeters at least. And flat as a pancake. I mean, obviously this thing never had a curve to begin with. Even in the real belt, this thing never had a curve. So you're not really gonna have any curve to it. And I mean, nor should it be. This is meant to kind of look like a Pimp My Ride car, basically. Everything was like spinning with the diamonds and the jewels, and the style of like the 2004, 2005, that mid 2000s era was really something special for like style and pop culture during that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let's get back to this review, shall we? And there you have it, guys. That was the in-depth look at my WWE United States John Cena spinner belt. Yeah. So even despite all the cracks in the leather, all the paint falling off, and like the one stone that came out, just this belt has meant the world to me, guys. Again, it's my first ever championship belt, and this thing is a treasure to me. This is one of my few personal treasures that I've kept to myself for a very, very long time. As you can see right here, guys, it's just extremely floppy. I mean, this thing has been beaten up over the years. I have basically made it into a real leather strap at this point without making a real leather strap. But let's go and let's take a look at how it looks over the shoulders around here. There we go. And that's how it looks over the shoulder on the left side. And then we'll flip it on over for the other side. You can see here's on the other shoulder. And you just look at that thing. It's still beautiful all these years later. It's still just so beautiful. And I, can't get over just having my first ever championship belt. What have I done to this thing? A lot of you guys must be cringing right now watching this. Now, for some reason, I guess this has caught on. I don't know how, I don't know why. Steven Hammer went and did this pose, which is apparently called the Santiago Pose. And I mean, thank you guys for dubbing a pose for me, but wow, I mean, he's done it in his video where he reviewed his White Nugget IC title.
This is the Santiago Pose.
And then just recently, and coincidentally, for the exact same belt, John Bodoy went and did it himself, the Santiago Pose, and he was talking like it was some crazy, like, death-defying pose.
This is a very dangerous pose. You need to be a 5-degree black belt just to do this pose.
Like my heart was hurting from for all the love that he was showing. The Santiago Pose isn't as dangerous as people have made it out to be. It's a very easy pose, and all you gotta do is just put it over your shoulder. So here you go, guys. The Santiago Pose. And for Steven, hoorah! The back facing towards the camera, you flexing your muscles, then you got your beautiful championship belt right over your shoulder, and you are just posing like as if you are the absolute greatest undisputed champion of all time. So thank you guys for doing that for me. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put it around the waist. I have done this so many times, but this is the first time I'll be doing it on camera. And there you go. This is how it looks around the waist. Very comfortable fit, always has been. Even though it's a very flat plate, this thing has always been just very easy to put around my waist, and I always had this as a kid. Here's a throwback picture. All right, enough of that. I don't want to cringe anymore. This thing's my baby. I can't say enough. This thing is my first, and you never forget your first. So I'm just glad I still have it in my collection. And just one more time for the camera. Never gets old. If you like this video, guys, go ahead and press that like button down below and let me know in the comments, what was your first ever replica championship belt that you ever got? Obviously, for me, this is a hella throwback for a lot of people, but some people have had even older championship belts. This thing's 15 years old and it still holds up pretty well to me. It's not every day you see a review done of a United States spinner belt, but a really cool one, like I mentioned before with my guy John Bodoy. You can go check out his channel and his review of his United States Championship belt that he's had re-stoned, re-leathered, like the whole works, and his thing looks absolutely gorgeous. And Steven Hammer's also done a United States spinner championship replica review on his channel. You can go and check that out as well. And again, guys, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do me the great honor of clicking that subscribe button down below, let's inch closer and closer to 1,000 before the end of the year. I know we're gonna attain this goal together, guys, and I'm really excited to keep this channel growing. So thank you all for your support thus far. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this was my first ever replica championship belt. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you all next time. Peace.
Aquarius in the loose, stacking my paper like what it do. Going so high but low key with the moves. Shoot for the stars or shoot for the moon. Look at myself in the mirror like what can I do to improve? How can I be better repping the brand? How can I help from where I stand?